Now we will continue from page 27. The daughter had just uttered some simple jest that filled them all with mirth, when the wind came through the notch and seemed to pause before their cottage, rattling the door with a sound of wailing and lamentation before it passed on to the valley. For a moment it saddened them, though there was nothing usual in the tones. But the family were glad again when they perceived that the latch was lifted by some traveller whose footsteps had been unheard, and amid the dreary applause which heralded his approach, and wailed as he was entering, and went mourning away from the door. So here, when they were sitting, the whole family, near by the fireplace, the daughter had just said, okay, she just said some simple jest. A simple jest means she just spoke some cheerful and happy thoughts. Okay, when she spoke some cheerful and happy thoughts, it filled all the family with happiness. When the wind came through the notch and seemed to pause before the cottage. So that time it was as if the wind, not as if, that time when all the family members were filled with happiness, the wind came, okay, it came through the notch, that is the V-shaped structure which I told you. It came through the notch, and it seems as if the wind had just stopped before their cottage, okay, and it rattled the door. Rattle means shook, okay. Because of the force of the wind, the door was shaking with a sound of wailing and lamentation. Now, with a sound of wailing means crying. So the sound of the wind was like it sounded as if somebody was crying, and lamentation means feeling bad for something happening, okay, for something that happened, or for feeling sad that something is going to happen. So with the sound of wailing and lamentation before it passed on to the valley. So after coming and stopping before the cottage, before the wind passed on to the valley, down to the valley, for a moment it saddened them. So for a moment it saddened their family, okay. The family was sad, okay, became sad, though by listening to the sound of the wind the family was sad, though there was nothing unusual in the tones. Now here, nothing unusual means, see, their family, they knew that this are just habitual, because they are already used to it. They are already habituated listening to this sound of the wind, because they know the place where they are living, okay. So they are already used to it, so it was nothing unusual